over in Saranac, for Saranac and Clarksville together, and in June we'd had the one in would meet in Clarksville. So I've done that for all these years also. In fact, I was just honored last Monday for it.
These are pictures of Aunt Thelma's board. She was recently honored for being the area's longest Red Cross volunteer, and they had these boards up in the place where she was honored. In this picture, she was quite a bit younger. She's the person, the second from the right. I'll try to zoom in on this a little bit. I'm not very good with this camera, but she's the second from the right in the back row. In this one, I think she's the second from the right in the front row in this picture. And I have this picture at home, too. And I like this one because she's at the lake. This is her home at the lake. It's a nice picture. Okay, this was the other board that was at the place that was honoring Aunt Thelma. Let's see, here we go. In this one, she was in a play, and she looks like the lady in The Wizard of Oz, I always thought. I could zoom in a little closer so you can. I have this photo at home also. Anyway, this was her board honoring her at her dinner. Okay, I'm recording now, Aunt Thelma.
When I was a baby, and my mother and dad had a farm down in Indiana, and Mother had to help Dad out on the farm a lot, and Dad made a little thing, like a little cradle, only it didn't rock, but it had a little wooden cover over half of the top of it, and they put me in that and would set me out in the field so Mother could help Dad. And one day, Mother looked over to the cradle, and I was just a little baby, since I was born in May, and this would have been later in the summer sometime, probably. And here was a rattlesnake that gone right up over the top of this thing Dad had built on it, and was coming down, and I was reaching up to play with it. And I hadn't touched it yet, because it hadn't gotten down far enough yet, but it was a-coming down, and Mother saw it. And she ran over, and she killed the rattlesnake, and she saved the rattles.
Is that what that is? Rattles from the rattlesnake?
Rattles off of that rattlesnake.
Isn't that something? Look at that.
So they would be like over 94 years old.
Wow, and you've saved them all these years.
And one day, back years ago, Mother gave them to me and said she thought maybe I would like to have them, and told me the story about them.
Isn't that something?
So these are the rattles off of a rattlesnake. The rattlesnake would have been 11 years old because there's 11 rattles, and they grow one rattle each year.
Wow, that's quite a story.
Good thing she got it.
It is, yeah.
And what I was wondering was, Would you like to have them?
Well, yes, I would love to have them. I will treasure your rattlesnake.
Because I am getting rid of a lot of things here. I know that there's no use in me keeping a lot of this stuff and somebody having to go through it one of these days.
Yeah. Well, I would treasure that, and I like the story behind it, too.
All right, so you may have these rattles.
Thank you. I'm glad that he didn't get you.